We do have a showcase winner. From time to time, we have showcased one of your websites in the webinar to help provide some constructive feedback and also to help everyone learn how to improve their site as far as strategy and, in my opinion, the website flow to increase signups and provide a better visitor experience. In this webinar, we've selected Ken. Ken has his site with us, studyabroadlist.com. Ken, I'm going to go ahead and unmute your microphone. All right, Ken, you there with us today?
Yes, I am. Hi, guys.
Awesome, Ken. I know you've been with BD for some time now. Can you tell us a little bit about your site, how you started it, and what some of your goals are with your site, studyabroadlist.com?
Well, we've been in international education for decades, and it seemed like a natural thing for us to do to help educators, agents, and students all get together. Something very familiar to Patrick, I'm sure. And so BD seemed like the ideal platform, and I'm still very happy with it. It's been a learning curve for us, though. We've been working on it for quite a long time now, and we're just getting to the point where it's going to start really being productive and generating revenue. And so I think for us, this is the perfect time to have a site review. So I'm really happy that you folks have decided to do this. I think it's perfect timing for us.
Awesome. Yeah, Pat and I took a look at your site before the webinar, and we have some constructive tips that might help you out. Pat does have, Ken mentioned, Pat does have a similar website, a little bit different. Pat, what is it called there?
Costa Rica TESOL.
Costa Rica TESOL. So Pat has this website online with Brilliant Directories. This is a I guess a side business or side project that you have, Pat. Tell us a little bit about what Costa Rica TESOL is and how it can kind of relate to Ken's website.
Yeah, so it's something similar. The core customer of this website is somebody that would like to study abroad, but in this case, it's a very specific course. It's a TOEFL course, which is teach English as a foreign language. So it's really tailor-made to people that are native speakers. Our primary market are Americans, usually with a postgraduate degree that are between 22 and 26 years old. That's how detailed we're able to identify who our real target market is. They're the ones that tend to sign up. And what we do here on Brilliant Directories is we add a ton of content, we generate a lot of leads, and we actually use the events feature for our courses. And we advertise our courses on our site, and people are able to register on our courses.
So Pat, in this case, students come here looking, they want to learn, they want to get certified to teach English, and they're going to take those certification classes in another country.
That's correct, and we're really big on content marketing. We drive all of our traffic from Google AdWords, and we have landing pages that are really tailor-made for the student. We make sure that if somebody's ever thinking about teaching English or living or working in Costa Rica, that everything they'd want to find about the topic is easily accessible and found here.
Okay, because I'm not seeing this as a directory. I'm seeing this more as information and resources. Where's the directory? How does that come into play here?
Yeah, this would be an events website. So except for events, it'd be courses. Like lynda.com, that's technically a directory. It's just that what they're advertising on lynda.com are online courses, and that's what we do. So what people search for are the actual courses themselves.
Okay, let's head on back over to Ken's site here. So Ken mentioned that he basically has three types of users, which are educators, agents, and students. I noticed, Ken, that you have one of our more complex filters here, which is going from the top level category. So you can look for education, you can look for university education, and then these are the different courses or degrees. So you can do astronomy, and then you can enter a specific location that you'd want to. So I could do, for example, California. And that is the current current method here. So the students are looking for classes, right, or schools, right, Ken?
They would be looking for schools or agents who would help to introduce them to schools.
Looking for agents who are kind of like a liaison between helping them find a school and like a travel,
Yes,
almost like a travel agent helping you book travel.
They are basically travel agents who just specialize. In fact, some of them are mainstream travel agents who do it on the side.
Okay, so agents who can help students with travel and accommodations. So the agents are joining to basically promote their services, and the educators or are the available courses, available schools and courses. Right? Am I correct about this?
Yes, and when we talk about schools, that could be language schools or universities, colleges, vocational schools. It's quite a broad category.
Okay, so we'll just promote their courses. I'm gonna just classes and programs. That's a little better there. Patrick, what was your original response when you saw this site?
So I think, and again, with the background I have in the industry, normally a study abroad site is people that come there that want to use the site are the students themselves. And a big part of why you even consider doing something like this is because there's an adventure element to it. There's an excitement element to it. There's a life experience element to it. So really, it's a dream for a lot of people. When they come and start researching, they want to be inspired and they want to say, wow, I could do this, I could do that. And I think that to me, when I came on here, it was a little confusing as to who it was for, who the end user that should be using the site would be. And it seemed a little bit of a formal experience out of the gates, especially with such a robust and technical search module on there.
Ken, have you added members into the site? Are you having trouble or are you having success getting the schools and the agents to register into the site, or have you added them yourself?
We populated the members ourselves mainly, and one thing we've had a little difficulty with is getting people to respond to leads.
To respond to leads. Okay.
And I'm not sure if that's a technical thing. You know, if it's going to a secondary mailbox, non-primary inbox, or if it's just because they don't understand what the process or something like that.
I think with, like, let's look at this university, for example. University has many employees and many staff, and there probably isn't one person who's going to, in most cases, purchase a lead direct. Like, that person needs to have the school's credit card. They need to know, they have to have authorization to use it on your site. I'm wondering if for the schools, there just isn't an assigned person who has the authority to purchase a lead from a website like this, or you maybe haven't established that connection yet.
Yeah, but this problem has been even when we haven't been asking for them to pay for the leads. We've just been looking for a response.
Gotcha. So is the email address just like a general email address for the university?
No, we've got some pretty good information. So in many, if not most cases, it would be people who are geared to student recruitment in the universities.
Gotcha.
So of course, it's not always going to be perfect, but more often than not, it should be going to someone who, either the right person or someone knows who the right person is.
Gotcha. And have you attempted to call the schools, letting them know that there's leads waiting for them from your website? Maybe they're
Yeah,
landing in their
well,
spam folder or anything. I'm just thinking of other ways to get in contact with the school for that.
right. We haven't exhaustively followed up that way, and there just aren't enough hours in the day, you know, or there haven't been until now. So I guess the short answer is no.
Okay.
We haven't done a very good job of that, frankly.
In my opinion, and correct me if I'm wrong, Pat and Ken, the main value from a website like this would be capturing the student's information who is interested in studying abroad. Correct?
Yes.
Getting their name, the type of course, and the area, like the location they kind of want to visit to do their study abroad program. And how is that? Are you generating the level of leads that you want to from this site? Is that the main focus of this site, is to capture that information from the students?
Yeah, the more information we can get about that, the easier it will be to get the interest of the agents and educators.
Okay.
If we can contact an agent, pick up the phone or send them an email and say, we have this student who's interested in a 4-year engineering program in Edmonton starting, you know, next September or something like that. That's a lot better than just a name and email address, definitely.
Okay, so that was the point I was trying to get to, is the goal here is to capture the students' information. They come to the site, you want to get their name and email and the type of programs they're interested in.
Right.
Okay. So
I think you're implying that we should have a really attractive lead magnet, maybe.
Well, I'm going to pass it over to Pat because we were bouncing across a few ideas on kind of making some small adjustments to the site to kind of help achieve that goal.
Yeah, and even not necessarily to go in depth like I'm about to recommend here, but oftentimes when people are looking to study abroad, they have specific countries in mind. So perhaps maybe not on this particular webinar, but maybe what you want to do is a landing page and start building relationships country by country, choosing a region. It could be a province, it could be a country. And instead of trying to build relationships with every single education facility out there on a per lead basis, because one lead comes in, it's difficult to, like you're learning, and I've been through that myself, to call that university and to go through all the gatekeepers to talk to the person that's in charge, for them to get one student that's interested when they have a pile of paperwork on their desk of other students that are interested. There's not an excitement level on their end to actually learn a new system and technology and learn how to accept that particular email. Does that sound about right, Ken?
Mm-hmm.
So what I find works best is, and although it's not rapid growth, it's slow growth, but it's sustainable growth, is to really start building relationships and say, I'm representing studyabroadlist.com. We got a ton of leads. Our biggest challenge is finding partners that want to help us with these leads. Would you like to be one of our preferred partners? We have a page that's going to be dedicated to your country or to your province or your state, and any leads that come in through there, we'll make sure to send you that student's information, and then they would have to pay for that privilege either upfront or on a per lead basis. I think it's a little bit easier to build a relationship that way than it is to work with every single university out there around the globe.
I have another recommendation as well. Since the goal is to capture the student's information who is interested in attending in a study abroad program, my recommendation would be to focus on finding the programs and not necessarily finding agents and service providers to start off. Once you capture that lead, you can send a follow-up email to the person saying, to help you plan, thanks for letting us know about your study abroad interests. To help you plan for your study abroad trip, here's also a list of recommended agents that can help you with your planning. That will, again, that can help you focus the initial, so that can help you hone in on the initial focus of your website by really just helping the students let you know what their study abroad goals are with regards to finding a program. Would you be open to that, Ken?
Yeah, So it's looking like you would probably suggest that we should have a simpler filter on the home page. Something maybe like just the type of program or just the country.
Exactly what I was typing. Type of program and the country, or the state that you're interested in, because it could be like whatever, country or state. Yeah, pretty broad. They enter those things, and then they get a list of universities, or they fill out the get matched form with that goal in mind, and now you've captured a lead. And all the other stuff about providing agents and other service providers for housing and travel and other arrangements, that can come up in follow-up emails in your ongoing marketing and nurturing of that lead.
Right. That makes sense.
Do you mind if I, at least this top section, I'm just dying to get my hands on at least this top area here, to kind of craft it for that model a bit?
Please do.
Okay. Give me a second here. Let me access your site. And another recommendation I have is to kind of do away with the slideshow for now.
Okay.
I do like it how it's showing different, personas and personalities, but if we can just choose one image that kind of represents the idea of it for now, I think that would be a little better.
And actually, you guys suggested at one point that we change the images so that we have light text showing against dark images, or dark text showing against light images, which I haven't gotten around to. So that's another argument for doing that now, I guess, too.
Yes, that's true. So let's just replace your images real quick. And let's come up with a title catchphrase for your site. Right now it says your education directory. It's not really telling me that I can find thousands of study abroad courses around the world, or something like that.
Okay, yeah, feel free to change that.
You said you have thousands of schools in there already, as you mentioned.
Mm-hmm.
Study abroad. What are they? Schools or programs or classes?
Programs, I suppose.
Yeah, study abroad programs. I will just say around the world. So we'll use that as a title. And what's good about is putting your main title, and this is a message for everyone, you want your main keyword to be part of the main title. In this case, it's study abroad for right now, from what I can see. So we want to make sure we include study abroad for Google and search engine optimization to know that this website is about study abroad programs. If we don't put the text on the website, Google will not understand what the website is for, and you won't ever start ranking for the keywords that you really want to show up for. So let's see here. Pat, what do you think a good image might be? The graduation students? Just
yeah, I like that.
All right. I don't like covering faces, but I think their faces are going to get covered, but I can live with that for now. And do you want to have the search? Or you want to do the two buttons, Pat? What are you thinking?
Yeah, I think the country is a good place. Like maybe just the location search would be, or I guess keyword and location.
Keyword.
Both would be fine.
Okay.
If you go to the top competitors out there, they really drive people to the where, because people really have a location in mind. They have a dream. They want to go to Italy. They want to go to Greece. So perhaps just showing them everything you have in Italy is a good place for them to start, and they can filter from that landing page.
Fair enough. Let's do location only. Let's make it horizontal, and let me just increase some padding here. These are always fun settings. And the colors, just going to make this a black color. That's fine. I'll use the same one here. And we always forget to do this. We'll keep a before and after of the home page, also handy. Let me just save those changes. We're going to probably do this a couple times back and forth. And then after this, I just want to talk about your main menu a little bit, Ken. And I think with those suggestions, you should be on the right path on some other things you can upgrade your site with. So let me just, yeah, let me see here. I'm thinking about going with the 2 buttons, Pat.
Okay.
I really like those. So we use this a lot in them, and I like it because it provides like more of a portal experience. I'm going to do a hero message with 2 buttons, and I'll just show you guys quickly what that looks like. In our interior design example, there's 2 buttons here. So you can create like a portal of where people should go. Welcome to the site. Here's 2 options for you. And it helps provide a better visitor experience and gives them something to do right off the bat when they visit your site. And so that one, the search type is hero message with link. It's towards the bottom. And then you get this input box here. And what's nice is we've added this link here for button code example. So if you want to know how to put those 2 buttons there, we actually have text example with the code. You can have 1 button or 2 buttons. In this case, we'll do 2 buttons. Actually, we'll do 1 button for this one here. And just going to have this for now. And all right, let's save those changes again. Just going to need to do this a couple of times. I'm going to want to do the home page alignment center. Okay, and we'll center this. Okay. And we're just going to change some of the colors here. Okay. So let those changes save. It's going to do the colors next, just a moment. Again, I hate covering people's faces, so that was just a quickie image that we can select right now. So what I like about this, Ken, is, and again, you can change the verbiage and things like that, is you're telling the visitor what they can do on your website. Just comparing it to here where it said your education directory, find schools, universities, agents. It does tell you a little bit what you can do about finding schools. But in this way, it's specifically saying that you can find study abroad programs around the world. And this button, you can choose where it goes to. Maybe it goes to a landing page where you capture the lead. Just for right now, I'm sending them to your search results page. But again, you can modify that a bit. And I think with a focus like this, the user will have a little bit better experience about starting their search on your site through a more portal experience here.
Yes, I like the idea of focusing on the students because they're the ones who drive the industry. And it's obvious to agents, educators, and service providers that that's how it works. So it makes sense.
Precisely. If you're trying to get professionals to sign up, and this is good for everyone, when professionals see that your site is geared towards the consumer or the end user, or in this case, students, they're wise enough to realize that your site is attracting their potential customers, in this case, their potential students, and they're more inclined to become engaged with signing up with a free membership or getting registered in your network somehow. And that's what Patrick's done on the TEFL website. Everything is geared towards exciting the student, and whoever he's selling the leads to for the TEFL school on the other end, or distributing the leads to, if they come to this site, they know that it's a serious site, and it's geared towards getting students to sign up for classes.
Right. And I like the idea of using real photos as opposed to stock photography. Pat's site looks a lot more real.
Yeah, I think it goes either way. I think with stock photos, you just don't want something that's too cheesy, or those faces that we always see no matter what website we go to. You can hunt for better quality stock photos or more unique stock photos that have a little more realism to them. And the next thing I wanted to talk about, Ken, was your main menu. And we're seeing things like home, which is fine. It seems like you have some things about here. Members, events, photo galleries, video library, and blog. These are all content publishing. It doesn't really explain to me as the student of what I can do or what I should do, or information about getting involved in a study abroad program.
And maybe Jason, if you don't mind, because I did have a recommendation on that, because I looked at the current membership on the current member categories that we've set up, and I can see that there's hundreds and hundreds of types of courses, and I think perhaps going to goabroad.com might help inspire us. It's a website that does something quite similar. And I always like, and for anybody here that's listening, it's always good to not reinvent the wheel and to see what else is out there. So these guys, for example, send us a lot of students to our program in Costa Rica. If you scroll down.
Okay, let me go back here.
Sorry.
It's a lead gen site. Help me pick a program.
Yeah. If you want to scroll down, and Ken, really what they do a good job of here is you have a little higher up, that multicolored bar. Really, you can volunteer abroad, you can study abroad, you can teach abroad, you can take TEFL courses. These really dominate the industry, and you'll see that they're really focused on locations and the most popular programs. So I think something similar to this would be a more resourceful main menu that really is helpful to the student, right? And analyzing your category structure and helping them, because you're educating them on the type of courses they're going to be able to find on your website. And I think these guys do a great job of that. And maybe you want to break that down, something similar, which is to volunteer abroad, to study abroad, and to take TEFL programs and so forth. It's not an exact match, your industry. I understand you're primarily focused on studying abroad, but I do think this is a good example of a menu that's helpful to the students that are lost and are just beginning their search, rather than a photo gallery or an events tab.
That makes a lot of sense.
Do you mind if we update your main menu a bit here, Ken?
Okay.
All right, great. I'm going to take what Patrick said into consideration here. It's really good tips. So let's just map it out here in our handy little notepad. Let's remove some of these here. Actually, I want to keep those two there. So in the main menu, you can definitely have your home. And I liked what this site had. Let's go program types. So you have a page on your site that does show your categories here. It does show all your categories, but that's fine. We can link this in the main menu. So these are your different courses here. All these, wow, it's a lot of courses. Early childhood, language studies, wow. There is a lot of categories here related to things. So a simple one would just be program types. Another one would be what they said here. Help me pick a program. Again, you can change the terminology later. You could, say get matched with a program, and you could have one like browse directory is fine, and that could take you to the main directory search results. But you also have another tab here, which is, well, it's a lot of programs. Locations. You could leverage by browsing by country. So you could do browse by country, help me pick a program, and then you could say directory. So let's go to your main menu. All right, now do you mind if I kind of get rid of a few of these, like video gallery, photo, video, and blog?
Sure.
Okay, thank you. All right, so we'll just do help me pick a program. Again, you can change this to your liking. And that can go to your Get Matched page. And we've talked about in previous webinars of kind of beefing up your Get Matched page. And I have a little trick that I like to do here also is if you do something like open up the class and you put BTN danger, that's a danger button. Those are the different colors like red, yellow, green, blue on your site. I think it'll highlight that in your main menu. Let's just add that link and let's add program types as well. Right, and we can put that here. And everything becomes more geared towards the student finding a program. And we can do browse by country. Again, you can change the terminology of that. So you have you have this page locations, and it has all the countries that you have members in alphabetically, and people can view. These are all the states within that country there. So you can, again, you have access to this page. These are different areas, like maybe you want to study in Beijing, China, and so on. But these locations are only showing if you have members listed in there. So it's pretty, you have a lot of members here. All right, that's fine though. It's good. It's another just asset for you to link to in the main menu. You can refine it a bit later. If that page might be too complicated, you can maybe make a revised version of that page, and so it works for your goals there. All right, so program types, browse by country. Let's save the changes. I just want to take a look at the main menu real quick. I know we still have events there. So we could probably get rid of events for right now as well.
That is useful for the students. That would be education affairs and that sort of thing.
Perfect. So what would be better is if you called it something like that, like for fairs, or something that would again relate to what a student would be interested in. Something, maybe putting a word before events, something that will encourage them to want to learn more, like conferences or study abroad, something. So what are those fairs about exactly?
Looking at your site, it seems like these fairs are very much tailored to the agents themselves, more so than the students. So it could be confusing the end user when they see that. Are they for the students, or are they primarily for agents?
Well, at an education fair, schools and agents would have booths there, and students would go in and stroll around and speak to whoever they're interested in. So it's definitely of interest to students.
Okay, but you see what I did here with
wouldn't work without the students.
With that danger button here, let me fix that highlight there. I love doing that. It allows you to kind of highlight a specific cell in your main menu. See how that's red now there? To help me pick a program. So agent workshops. So yeah, student fairs or something. Student affairs and student fairs and student events. So if you put the word student in front of it and linked to, do you have a category for that? You might want to create a category called student events and agent events if you're going to be catering to both audiences. And people can then search for events in each category.
Okay.
And that way in your main menu, you can link directly to the student related events and they don't commingle with the agent events.
Right.
So again, there's a little more work to done, but let's go back to the home page. And I don't know, this members one is kind of, we can replace it with something else also. Program types, browse by country, something else related for students. Pat, what do you think would be a good menu link there for that last spot? Let's just compare it. So if we just compare the main menus now between these two, there's a lot more focus, especially this program types. Again, you can change the categories page, maybe make a dedicated page just for that. But now it's more geared towards the students finding the courses that would benefit their study abroad experience.
I think maybe it could be country guides, or like eventually become landing pages. It could also be speak to an advisor I've seen, which is just another lead form to connect with you. That might also be a good lead gen.
That's great. Yeah, like a free consultation almost, or like talk to a specialist.
Yeah.
Or even better, a planning guide. If you had some type of a planning guide there. Do you mind if I drop this members one here, Ken?
Okay.
Okay. Thanks. You know, this kind of ties into what we were talking about. You can put in the oh, we didn't talk about it yet. We're going to talk about it in just a moment. Is creating a lead magnet that will capture an email address, provides them with good information. If you're going abroad, I'd love to download a planning guide of my checklist of things to do, because you're going to another country and there are definitely things you need to take into consideration as a student. So again, Ken, I don't think what we've done here is to be set in stone, but maybe just to give you some direction on how to kind of shift the focus of your site towards appealing to the student. And then once you have the students, it sounds like you're getting leads from students, but if you can get even more leads from students, you'll have more ammo when you're approaching schools and agents and offering leads to them for sale or for free or whatever arrangements you create with them.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, it is a very, as you can see, the number of categories is very extensive. And so I agree that more focus is a good thing.
Okay, I'm going to do one more thing for you because you do have extensive categories. I'm going to get rid of this banner ad up here. And I'm going to replace it with a keyword and location search. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to say, instead of enter a keyword, I'm going to say type of program. And I'm going to only, and you'll see what I'm going to do right now actually. So what I'm going to do is, if you've opted to have a banner ad up here, which I don't think is too helpful for this site right now, what you should do is you could just do keyword. Pat, do you think we should go keyword only, which is just going to search the course types, or keyword and location? I think we could do keyword and location.
Yeah.
Let's go to keyword and location. And I'm going to go access an area we don't access too much in the webinars, which is the keyword auto suggest tool. And that's in your developer settings. And that is, let me show you what that does exactly. So now that we have the name or keyword here, so I'm going to type like MBA program. And now you can see I get, these are the schools that have MBA programs. Let's type English. So these are subcategories. You can change the word subcategories. Again, it's a text label to course types or program types. So these are different: business English, aviation English. So what I want to do is change this name or keyword and encourage people to search by program. So we can go here and we're going to look for name or keyword. And it's not popping up here, which is odd. Let me do the show widgets. We didn't get all those yellow boxes. Something is preventing those yellow boxes from here. Let me go into the admin here. Look into that a little later. Let's go into the text labels area. I went a little quick there. So what I went is settings, text labels. And once you're in the text labels area, you can actually search for name or keyword. And here it is here. And what would be a good prompt for people? Search by program name.
I think so.
Search programs by keyword, maybe.
Find your program, or search, I guess.
Find programs by keyword,
yeah.
And they type in the keyword. And we'll go ahead and save that. And the area I wanted to access here was the auto suggest area. And I want to edit the member search, the auto suggestions we see. I want to limit it to subcategories. So I'm going to disable listings, and I'm going to disable top level categories. So it's only going to auto suggest sub level categories, which I saw, Ken, are where all the courses are listed, correct?
Right.
Here, add a title for your header. We can enter it right here. Select course. And we'll do no photo. And the link is when they click on it, it'll automatically do a search. I'll do no in case someone wants to select it and then enter a location after that. So we'll go ahead and save those changes. And we find programs by keyword. So that went a little long. Maybe we just drop the word find. We'll just do programs by keyword. It should be self-explanatory. Again, you can modify these things a bit later.
Right.
And we've saved. Let's look at the auto suggest now. Let's type in MBA again. We're not going to get those listing results, but it will show us. Let's type English. We are getting, and it says select. Let me write courses with an S. Select courses. Again, you can change that. But now these are the different courses. It is showing the top level category underneath it, which could be a little helpful. But now here, programs by keyword, so we'll type English. And that's fine. And now I can do a search for that, and I'll get all the English results. But again, that's just a small thing we can do to kind of make the site more towards searching for programs and locations. And the last thing here, Ken, is instead of city or postcode, we can type in enter a country. So I'm going to do the same thing here that I did here. Oops, looks like it's having a little trouble. My internet connection is going a little slow here. And I think we'll leave it there for you, Ken, after we get this updated. My internet connection is double saving here, city or postcode. So instead of city or postcode, we'll do search by country. Whoops. It's putting me in the wrong. This is definitely, something's going on there. City or postcode. So we'll do search by country. Search by country. And again, text labels, a lot of things with text are a great way to direct the visitor how to use your website and what you want them to do and how you want them to get information from your website. A lot of it is based around text and giving them the right navigation and flow for your website, including the main menu links. So this will just take a moment to update. There we go, search by country, programs by keyword, search by country. That's a great prompt for people now coming to the site. So they have this blue button here, which again, you can take them to a landing page. It'll probably be best. They can search up here no matter what page they are on through their site. And there's some helpful main menu links that hopefully will even get them excited about starting the journey into a study abroad program.
Very good.
So yeah, thank you for sharing your site with us, and thanks, Patrick, for your feedback on the site as well.
Absolutely, this one was fun. Thank you.
Okay, thanks very much for your help, guys. I really appreciate your suggestions and advice.
Our pleasure, Ken. Thank you so much. All right, so we went a little in depth in there with the study abroad list, and I think that process was a little slower than we usually do. A lot of it is figuring out the direction you want to take the site in. And again, it's easy to make a site that is for searching agents, services, and schools and students. But we have to always think about who is the main audience of the website and how can we make our website cater to that main audience. Because a website always has multiple audiences: advertisers, website visitors, people who are reviewing businesses. But we need to figure out who the main audience is, and if you're just starting out, make sure that your website is really reaching out to them and relating to them. That's going to help you have the best success with your website. All right, so thank you, Ken, for sharing your website with us. I hope everyone got a little nugget of information out of that on maybe how you can improve your website as well.